Good morning and welcome back to my channel. I'm Rosa and this is Honestly Rosa. Today I'm going to be showing you what I eat in a day, basically just my average meals that I have on a day-to-day basis and how I make them. Hope you enjoy, hope you find something useful. I just want to point out that I'm not a qualified nutritionist, but I do know that when you're vegetarian or vegan and you eat whole foods, plant-based, you need to eat a lot more than you think. Whole foods are a lot less dense in calories, so load up on those veggies, don't be afraid of carbs, and eat, please. Okay, I hope you enjoy this video. So first up in the morning, I have a coffee to get me going. As I do intermittent fast, I tend not to eat so early in the morning, and this is around 9 AM, just before my lecture, so I have a coffee to get me going. I do sometimes take an apple with me, just in case I get peckish. So my morning breakfast usually consists of the same thing: 2 scoops of oats, teaspoon of cinnamon and 1 teaspoon of ground turmeric as well. I then add my favourite Free Soul vegan protein blend. Today I've got ginger biscuit flavour, so I add in 2 scoops of this. Oh, I can try the hazelnut milk in my oats today.
Oh yeah, have you tried any of it yet?
I had a little sip and it's very nice. And then I'm going to mix all the dry ingredients together, that way there won't be any lumps and it's easy to mix in the wet. Today I'm giving the innocent hazelnut milk a go. I normally make my own oat milk. There is a recipe video on my Instagram if you're interested, but I wanted to try this for a good while and I think it will go well with
it looks like it should be chocolatey because of the brown bits, but
so I'm going to mix a little splash of that in with the dry ingredients. Make sure all the lumps and clumps of protein powder are all mixed in. I don't want any of that dried out while I'm cooking. I'm going to add a little bit more in. You want a little bit more liquid than you expect to eat it as porridge, as obviously the heat is going to burn off some of the liquid. Next up, for the other part of my breakfast, I'm going to use 1 frozen banana. Fortunately, the blender I've got at the moment doesn't really like me, so I have to chop everything up. But I'm going to add this to my smoothie, so I'm going to chop up 1 banana. So here I've got some mixed berries, some mixed frozen berries. Now normally in my old blender I didn't used to chop them up, I just chopped them all in and they blended perfectly. But I'm having a few teething issues with this one, so I've taken out some of the larger pieces, the strawberries and larger raspberries, and I'm going to chop them up before putting them in the blender. I'm using a small handful of frozen berries in addition to my banana. As I've got this with the porridge, I am not going to put as much as I normally would. Normally I'd put about 2 handfuls in. I am also going to add in a scoop of protein powder with it to make it nice and light and fluffy, and then a dash of plant milk. Here I'm using the hazelnut milk again. I'm just going to pour the ready porridge all over my nice cream, and the combination of the hot and the cold is such a delicious breakfast. As you can see, the turmeric has activated with the heat, which has made it that beautiful golden colour. I don't know if you can tell, but this bowl is massive. It is bigger than my face and it is almost full to the brim, and that is how much food I eat for breakfast, and it is delicious. Okay, so this is going to be the basis of my meal. I've got some asparagus, some broccoli, some mushrooms, half a sweet potato, half a tin of beans. I'm going to put in some sausages and also some grains. Got the greens and sweet potatoes onto steam. Next up, I'm going to put in a scoop of green lentils and a scoop of buckwheat, and also a scoop of quinoa. Okay, next up I'm going to chop this onion up. I'm not going to use the whole onion, probably only a quarter to a half, but I'm going to pre-chop it, that way it's prepped for another day. fried items, I'm just going to use a little bit of water rather than an oil. Just going to small handful of onions. The rest of the we'll keep the rest for another day. Next up, I'm going to chop these mushrooms. I just usually chop them into quarters. Also watch your pot, don't let it boil over with the grains. I'm going to chuck these in with the onions. If you're using a ceramic lined pan like I am here, always use wooden or non-metal spatulas and spoons to stir, otherwise you end up scratching the surface. Cooking a bit quicker, I'm just going to put a lid over the top, add a bit more water, create steam, and it will then cook a bit quicker. Okay, so I use a lot of garlic when I cook. I use about 2 and a bit large cloves, sometimes 3. So I chop that up and put it in at the end with mushrooms and the onions. With your multigrains, you're going to want to bring them to the boil and let them boil for a tiny little bit. Then bring them down a couple of notches on the heat and let them sort of boil off some of the water. Still retain enough to not just burn out, basically. Right now, I'm just bringing it down back from the boil, losing a bit of water. Onions and mushrooms doing nicely. I didn't time my veggies that well, so my steamed veggies are ready, but I'm just keeping them off the heat, but keeping them warm in there, and about to chop some garlic. Bites, sage and marjoram sausages. You can see that my grains are all nice and ready, which is brilliant. Chopped and added sausages into the mushroom and onions. Okay, I have drained off the last of the water from the grains, and I'm obviously not going to eat the whole of it, so I'm going to portion it up, use some for later and some for now. This is my bowl. I'm going to top it off with a bit of nutritional yeast. Okay, I just want you to realise how big this bowl is, right? This is the same bowl I use for breakfast, and I've got it full chocolate block with veggies. I'm a small person and my hand like that big. Big bowl full of food. I'm so excited. Now, I know I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not qualified to talk about nutrition, but I do know this about being newly veg or newly vegan, or even sometimes not newly. And it's easy to not eat enough, especially if you've suddenly gone whole foods plant-based, because as whole foods tend to be less dense in calories, people tend to think they need to eat the same portions as they were before, whereas now you need to eat a lot more. So I've got a lot of veggies in here. I've got my grains, I've got legumes, I've got some, I don't always have meat alternatives, but I had these sausages in the fridge. Making sure I've got all my carbs as well. You need carbs, don't avoid them, please don't. So I'm about to give this a try. I bought it from the Spa, which is our local shop on campus. I've not tried this one before, so I'm going to give it a go. Currently sat in bed with a hot water bottle and a cup of tea, and I've got the most awful cramp, so I am going to have this bit of good chocolate, I guess. I don't really do good and bad, but I haven't tried this one, so I'm going to give it a go. I really fancy some chocolate. I'm not a big sweet tooth, but when I'm on my period, I desperately need some chocolate, so I'm just going to leave it there. I have not been feeling very motivated this evening. I've had really bad cramps, so I have just gone and got a really lazy meal from the shop on campus, which is curly fries and a veggie burger that was already hot. And I'm keeping this in here because it is something I have done recently. Not the most nutritious choice, but it's quick and easy, and it's a smaller meal, and as I didn't go to pole fitness today, I didn't need another huge meal, I just needed something light, so this is what it's gonna be. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and please leave me a comment. I love comments. Let me know what you want to see more from me, if you like this kind of video, if you want more recipes, just let me know and I'll see what I can do. Keep up the kindness, my friends.